Joining me, as always, is the one and only Lebanon John. How you doing, John? Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much. What's up, everybody? Our debut on YouTube.e.
Yes, we're on YouTube. We're on Kick. We're on X. We're on Rumble, unfortunately, but we're using StreamYards now. So can everybody hear me? How we doing? Is everything coming through? I think I'm getting all the chats from all the sources here, and I think I'll get the super chats here too. I don't know. Can you super chat on YouTube? Tell you what, somebody on YouTube. How about everybody on YouTube try to super chat real quick, and we'll see. We'll see whether this works though. Thanks, Max. Audio is good. All right, cool. Yeah. So Infowars is dead. Infowars is dead, or soon to be dead.
All right.
And it's been a while. It's been a damn while at this point. But we can read the article about it. How you feeling about this, John? How are you feeling about this?
I'm pretty upset that it happened out of Houston, and it was a Democrat judge. Give me the deets.
No, it's not a Democrat judge. It's the same judge that's been pretty good to us. It's just so what's been happening is that there is a order from the Texas judge who's Judge Gamble, I think. She hates Alex. She's the one that did.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's Judge Gamble. She's the one that did the HBO show trial series on all of this, and she starred in a HBO documentary about this. And
Oh, I'm sure that made a lot of. I'm sure that got a lot of views.
well, I mean, it probably did. It probably did, to be honest with you. And it
That's
probably
crazy.
gave a
I've literally
completely
never.
warped perspective. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
never.
it definitely wasn't, as popular as they think. So there was an order from her basically to barge into Infowars and take all our stuff. And
Just
she'd
now.
given that to the sheriffs. They were ready to deploy it, but they were stopped by the federal judge until now. And there was an
When was
emergency
this?
meeting.
Like a year and
Well,
a half ago.
they'd done a
About.
couple stays, and then the order to shut us down, I think it was only from a couple months ago. But then today we tried to get another stay, and he rejected it. So there's
Oh,
nothing.
that's what happened.
Yeah, so there's nothing stopping that order from going into place now.
Oh my gosh, this legal stuff is so complicated. So
It's such bullshit, dude. It's so annoying.
yeah, so there's no stay. So what does that mean? So does that mean that they're going to execute this imminently?
As they could be executing it right now, for all I know. So yeah, Rob Dew is apparently staying the night at the studio in case they, try to get in the middle of the night. But basically, yeah, they have a legal order, and if the sheriff show up with this order for us to vacate, then that's what we got to do. So probably for the fourth or fifth time, I've cleared out all of my, personal stuff out of the office, and I'll be going tomorrow, assuming that they're not going to, storm in first thing in the morning. Then, I don't really know. I don't really know what's going to happen. It could be first thing in the morning. It could be 7 days or whatever. I mean, it's sort of up to them, I think. But yeah, like Alex said, it's like the Death Star is in place and fully operational with the orders to fire. So we're just waiting the destructive beam at this point. I can add this to the stage. So this is the story. Alex Jones bankruptcy doesn't shield Infowars assets, judge says. Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victims are free to pursue Infowars assets to satisfy debts they're owed, a judge said, rejecting arguments from lawyers for the company's owner, Alex Jones, that the assets' legal status was unclear. The litigation paused in the right-wing conspiracy theorist Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which also prevents creditor collection efforts, does not apply to assets of Infowars' parent company, Free Speech System LLC. Judge Christopher Lopez of the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Texas said during a Wednesday hearing, Free Speech System's own bankruptcy proceeding was dismissed last year. The language of the June 2024 dismissal order and subsequent relating rulings is deeply confusing, said Jones attorney Ben Brooks of Brooks Law Firm. Lopez expressed frustration at that comment, saying the language was careful to avoid any misunderstanding and suggesting that Brooks wasn't versed in bankruptcy law. The families have been embroiled in lengthy legal battles with Jones, who owes more than $1 billion in judgment over his false claims that the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting was a hoax. Lopez's Wednesday ruling gave the families the clarity they sought after Jones was granted a hold in late August on a state court appointed receiver telling an appeals court that Free Speech System's assets were property of Jones's Chapter 7 estate. So this is where it gets confusing because you've got it's not even that simple. You've got two different cases in two different places. So I guess there are four. Maybe there's just two. I don't even really understand it because you've got Alex Jones as a personal litigant, and then you have Free Speech Systems as something separate, but it's owned entirely by Alex. So Alex's property includes Free Speech Systems, but somehow it's being dealt with separately. Like this is where the confusion comes into play. The parties didn't find it clear that there was no automatic stay on Free Speech Systems assets, said another Jones attorney, Shelby Jordan of Jordan and Ortiz. The Infowars parents' bankruptcy dismissal order did not convert its assets into property of Jones's liquidating estate, Lopez said. The order deemed the assets to have vested as property of the estate, but didn't convert them, he noted. What does that mean? I have no idea. I have no earthly idea what this means, so maybe there's a lawyer in the chat that could tell me. Now, I see. Hold on.
Read the next quote.
Coming in that I don't see in the StreamYards thing. So I don't know if there's something I have to do to set those up. But I'll keep an eye on the Rumble feed chat either way. So big thank you to Coop95. Rex is doing a live on X. He's pissed. Love y'all. I don't know if y'all did it, but there's an Infowars hourly podcast on Apple Podcasts. Well, one thing you can do is go to alexjonesapp.com, I believe is what it is. alexjonesapp.com.
So Rex is live right now, man. We should have invited him on.
Invited him. I didn't realize. Y'all tell him to hit me up, and I'll send him a StreamYard link, and we can merge streams, as they say. Journalist Day, thank you very much for that, Coop95. And we're going to survive, and we're actually are going to only get bigger and better. So this is not the world is ending, what are we going to do stream. This is this phase of the operation is by force closed, and it's time to move forward. So yeah, any questions y'all have, let me know, but we will, in all likelihood, at least American Journal will fire off tomorrow. I doubt they're going to show up before 8. If they do, then we'll have to go out of the, other studio. So here's the thing. We already have a small backup studio that we've already broadcast from a few times. That's where we went the first time that they tried to, lock us out of the office. And so we'll work from this very, very small studio for probably a month or so while we build up an even better and bigger studio that I believe we already have sort of locked down and are starting to build out right now. So we're already moving on to the next phase. We're already manifesting our destiny. K Mr. 90 for $50. Thank you so much. A journalist, Katie Davis Court, assaulted at Portland protests and police refused to arrest. Source Mario, not fallen Fox. Long live info fucking wars. Amen. I would have covered that today if, Alex didn't come in the last 30 minutes, which I wanted him in the first hour, but he was on the line with, on the phone with lawyers for like 2 hours, came into War Room in the last segment to sort of explain the updates. And I don't know how y'all are. I get depressed when this type of shit happens. Like when I hear that we're getting shut down, it's like I feel a wet blanket just like weighing me down. I'm just like, God damn, man, this sucks. Alex is not like that, and I think it's why he has succeeded as long as he has. He literally comes in like smiling and like bouncy, and it's like he's indomitable. I mean, it's like the more he's under attack, the more he, has a higher morale. It's crazy, but it's necessary and uplifting. So yeah, we're gonna build up. We're gonna do something new. I've explained this. Oh yeah. So I actually had it in all three. I had like all three videos lined up where it was like, first it was Katie Davis Court getting assaulted. Then it was her like chasing the person down and the officer refusing to arrest her. Then it was, then I think it was that woman going into like a safe house. And then it was the federal agent showing up and storming in and actually arresting the person. So yeah, I actually reached out to Miss Davis Court, but I never heard anything back, but I'd love to get her on to talk to her about it. So y'all tag her and tell her to hit me up. So yeah, thank you very much for that. K Mr. 90, much appreciated. Wolfblade 256 for 20. If it does actually happen this time, feels like there will be a relief to finally have it over with. In a way, there kind of is, man. In a way, there is. There will be so much more energy and funding put towards the fight now. I mean, you have no idea. You have no idea the amount of energy and time and effort behind the scenes that has gone in to these fights. And I mean, it's worth it. It's like there's a reason that they've spent tens of millions of dollars trying to take us down. And it would be great if, and I don't see how none of this is overturned. It is everything they did is so flagrantly manipulative and just, I wouldn't even say it's like on the edge of legal. A lot of it is just patently, blatantly illegal, but we'll see. But I would be very surprised if it wasn't overturned by the Supreme Court. We are going to the Supreme Court. We are doing countersuits. And, in a way, I am kind of excited. If you have watched anything that Alex has done recently, he's explained sort of what the plan is moving forward. We're going to be going 19 hours. Instead of doing 3-hour shows, we're going to do like 2 1-hour shows. So like we'll do a show in the morning, then do a show in the afternoon. And like we'll just do an hour really compact of whatever's latest and breaking, sort of chop that up, edit it, maybe film like shorts, whatever else, long form podcasts. Like we're going to set up just a turnkey studio system that we can have all sorts of people coming in and making content or making content remotely. So yes, this is very much a bittersweet moment, where we're losing Infowars, unfortunately, but we are also losing the chains of the bankruptcy lawsuit. And I think Alex is probably genuinely excited about that. I know I would be. I mean, again, even before the bankruptcy stuff, it was like a constant thing. I mean, you hear it if you listen to a show and it's not like a joke where he's like, I'm trying to get this thing and where, this product is being held up because these deliveries, but I'm trying to work. Like literally it would go to break and he'd be like on the phone getting products and shipping products and dealing with things. And it's like, yeah, maybe somebody else should handle all that. Maybe we just have Big Lee handle all the sales stuff and Alex can just focus on the news and be free from all of that. So if he's free from the bankruptcy, free from the even having to manage the business side of things, I really think it'll be time to level up. He described it as the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, which I think is appropriate. A phoenix rising from the ashes. Coop95 says, I commented on in his feed. Don't know if he will see or not, but he was reading the comments at the time. Are you going to do this as your show, or will you be on AJN? Let us know about the plan, brother. I plan to be on AJN. I plan to be on War Room tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
man, how epic would it be if they shut you down right when you were live?
That's what they did the first time. Remember the first time they shut us off, I was literally mid-sentence, and that it went dead.
How did they make it go dead exactly?
They basically called and ordered us to. Basically said, if you keep streaming, every minute you stream, it's going to be da-da-da. So it's like, all right, take it down. I mean, they have an official order. Then we filed a reversal. That went through, so we were able to, start streaming again. But remember, we were down for like 1 day when I made this channel. Yo, Nick Mullen? Is that Nick Malone? Probably not.
Nick Mullen?
Probably not. But your name is one letter off from my friend from high school. Yeah, are you able to super chat on YouTube? I don't even know if you can or not.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I mean, I know super chat's possible, but I don't know if you can on mine, or if I need to like
enable it or something.
Get more stuff or whatever. I don't know. Like have more followers or something.
So
I'm not really sure.
Why do you think the judge didn't do a stay? It seems like he got offended by the lawyer saying it was confusing.
Yeah, it was very weird. I mean, I listened to him because, all these proceedings are public, so you can like call into their number and you give a code and it lets you listen in. And I listened into them, and I mean, it is to me all just complete gibberish. It's so goddamn confusing. I genuinely have no idea what they're saying half the time, and it's all that.
I'm not seeing the ability to like spend money on our YouTube. You actually, maybe right.
Well, then make sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share the link, and yeah, we're coming back. We're coming back to YouTube. We're going to take it over. I think it's the first stream that we're doing on it.
Bankrupt the subscribe button.
Appeal the subscribe button
on the like button.
Max says I have to. Max says I have to set it up. Well, I wish I would have known that. But hey, are we not having a better time than Rumble? Hey, are we not? Is everything not going so smoothly? It's amazing.
Yes. So okay.
Yeah,
so
no, not Nick Mullen. I wish. That's another person I'd like to get on. I want to talk to anybody from Cumtown. They're hilarious. Can I set it up while I'm live, do you think? I won't do that. I won't do that.
Just push some buttons. But all right, so let's basically at this point, you were saying last time they told you every minute y'all stream is like, I don't know, somehow like you're gonna owe them money more. I don't know, something crazy, right? Every minute you stream is like making some problem, so they shut you down like immediately, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine they would not do the same thing tomorrow.
Well, it's whenever they choose to deliver the shutdown order.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, let me bring this up. Yeah. State court appointed receiver. So this is from back April 29th, 2022. Oh, does this go all the way back to the beginning? And I got to sign up for it. All right. Well, either
Type
way,
in .archive or something.
that's
right? The words.
Well, this
mean
is
what
so
they mean.
Lopez wins. Rex crying on stream, dude. We got him up. Did we just go down there for a second? It looked like we went down on mine. Did we go down on yours?
You were just kind of chopping up.
Oh yeah. We probably introduce you. I see. For instance, we were. Did I drop out again?
I think so.
That's what I get for opening a single new tab on Chrome.
Close Chrome, bro. Chrome's just not gonna work.
Well, it told me to use Chrome if we want to play anything from here. So
interesting.
But here, I'll remove that for now. Maybe that'll help. All right, are we good now?
Yeah.
Are we good? Right when I'm complimenting StreamYard. Qatar is hacking the stream. Damn it.
Man, let's get that Qatar. All right. Qatar. They're at it again, guys.
All right, I'm gonna send the StreamYard's link to Rex. You guys go bother him. Go tell him. Go hit him up. Say join Harrison and John.
And you're gonna.
Oh man, he shouldn't be. I mean, I don't know. It's for me. It's hard to like really even believe that it's real because it's happened so many times. And like a year ago, cool. I was broken up over this, but at this point, I'm just like, maybe it'll hit different tomorrow if my key card doesn't work and I can't get in. It'll suck. I
think what is really going to be lost? The URLs, the name itself, the social media accounts?
URLs, the names. Okay, so the real danger is, I explained this on the show today on War Room today. Yeah, y'all go hit up Rex and tell him to check his DMs. Tag Rex, chat in his chat. Tell him to check his DMs. What'd you just ask me?
You were saying that you did actually cover this on air today, that basically you're covering what is the actual losses that can occur, because when they say assets, they're talking about a lot of studio equipment, they're
taking all the studio equipment. Lebanon John, when can we see your human face? Don't be insecure. You're probably a handsome man, says K Mr. 90, $20. Thank you so much. YouTube takes more. When you get a face reveal, what do we need to get a face reveal? We got 5.25 thousand followers on Moonbase Live. How many followers on YouTube for a face reveal?
What?
We got to match it. If we get 5,000 subscribers on YouTube,
whoa,
I will show you a picture of John's face.
Hey, man. I'll report your YouTube channel for doxing. And by your YouTube channel, I mean our YouTube channel. Shoot. No, I regularly interact with like literally
real people. Yeah, John is a businessman. He actually makes money with an actual business in the real world. So we'd like to keep that going on. Actually,
I live in a Jewish community. The irony is rich. I know.
Yes. Wait, somebody said something. YouTube makes more. Coop95 again. Our patron. Our patron saint Coop95. YouTube takes more from you as a percentage than Rumble does. So I would say try to keep super chats here. John, did you see the Tuesday show? How did you like it? What was the Tuesday show? Today? Wait, what? Oh, yesterday. Ezra Levant.
First thing I want to say, I guarantee you his last name is not actually Levant. I'm just going to come out and say it. Okay, Levant is where I'm from. Yeah, that guy's name is not Mr. Levant. That is just so ridiculous, dude. I was telling people that'd be like me telling you my name is John Ukraine. Well, it's a totally organic last name. What are you talking about? My name is Mr. Ukraine.
Harrison was bombarded by the most desperate incarnation of Ezra Levant.
I mean, Yeah, the guy was on.
Translender.
He's kind of on his last legs in one way or another. But
Dude, I almost felt bad. Like, that's the thing. So, it wasn't supposed to be like a debate. People are like, yeah, you lost a debate. It's like, well,
it wasn't a
he was
debate.
invited as a guest. I always feel bad inviting somebody on it. I actually meant to bring this up today, but I didn't. What I would compare it to is somebody like Bart Sabel or whatever his name is. Do you know who he is? He's the guy that talks about the moon landing being fake.
Okay.
Like, I believe in the moon. I think the moon landing was real, but I'll have Bart on as a guest, and he'll present all this evidence of why the moon is fake. And I'm not.
The moon is fake, or the moon landing?
Or the moon landing was fake.
Okay.
But I'm not like trying to rain on his parade. I'm just like, okay, present your evidence. I'll maybe question it here or there. But I'm not going to be like, well, hold on. Well, wait a sec. Let me just pop that balloon real quick. So that's kind of how I felt about it, where it's like, he was a guest. I'm not going to like, interrupt him. And that's the funny part, is it's like everybody complains that Alex interrupts too much, and then they complain that I don't interrupt enough, basically. But it's like, I just let people finish their thoughts. So, it's like everything he said, I would then contradict and sort of say an argument against. But I don't know, I'm not going to like interrupt. And then half the time it was like, I would say something and he would kind of just answer something else entirely. And it was like, all right, well, I assume the audience can like see that that's what's happening. I don't know. It's
people did, and people got annoyed with him. People were saying that that he was spreading anti-Semitism.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he was kind of just saying the same talking points we've heard a million times. So it's not that like, I don't know. It's not something I need to like sink my teeth into. It's just like, okay, he's going with that talking point. All right, not really what I was saying, but that's fine. I don't know. I just somebody was like, I think Harrison was doing like a rope-a-dope strategy. I think that was funny because if y'all know, rope-a-dope is where you let the other guy, wear himself out. And I was like, that's if it's a boxing metaphor, the way I feel is like, okay, we got in the ring and he's throwing haymakers, jab, round up. He's just like really throwing hard punches, but he's like 3 feet away from me, and I'm just like waiting for him to get closer. And he's just like, it's just hitting nothing but air. It's like, okay, he's throwing a lot of punches, he's making a lot of arguments, but like, I'm just sort of politely waiting for him to finish so I can, hit him with the next question. So I don't know. It's like, I guess I got to interrupt people more. I'm a little bit sensitive about it because Alex always interrupts, or he always gets, criticism for interrupting a lot. So I'm kind of hypersensitive about that. I'm always just like, I'm just going to let my guests finish their thoughts. I mean, I do it in debates too. I don't know. I just don't interrupt people. Yeah, he's telling me to go to Israel.
Yeah, I think letting people finish their thoughts is good, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think people could say, "Oh, you need to interrupt more." It's a question of how combative do you want it to be. He was.
And what is the goal that we're trying to achieve? Like he kept saying, I'm not going to convince Jew haters to like me, by coming on here. And it's like, yeah, it's true. And I'm also not going to convince,
the
opposite side, or, especially, I don't know. It's like, I get all these chats where it's like people expect me to, I don't know, go hard against the Jews or something. And it's like, I literally talk to Ezra like I talk to anybody else. So I don't know. It's weird how people.
I think you should let me call in, and this is why I don't show my face, right? So this is a perfect example of why I don't show my face. He knows your identity is public, your face is public. You don't want to be like position yourself in a way that makes it sound like you're defending a terrorist organization publicly.
Dude, I was so close to. It was so funny because I said something about like, Trump is kicking people out of college for like not supporting Israel, which obviously is absolutely true. But he's like, well, there's a difference between not supporting Israel and supporting Hamas. And I was so close to being like, well, I support Hamas. So.
Exactly. We don't.
So close. But it's stuff like that it's like.
Wait, we're on YouTube. You can't say that, dude. Joke.
Oh, this was a hypothetical joke I would have made a while ago.
Freaking YouTube. But anyway, so that's fine. So that's because I don't show my face. Now the Mossad can do voice analysis to attempt to get my identity, but it's a little complicated. It's not that simple and it's not that effective. But I mean, they could try to do that if they were that inclined to unmask me. It is possible. The NSA has that capability. There's no doubt about it. But
Right.
regardless, you can just say, hey, I have a friend who wants to debate you and ask you questions. And then I can be super combative, and it can be a good cop, bad cop routine where you can just be like, I don't know. That guy is kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Here's my thing. I say it. It's not even a joke, really. I don't really argue. I just sort of explain things. Like I genuinely don't like arguing because I don't see a point to it. Like I'm just going to tell you what's happening, and then you're going to say stuff, and then I'm going to tell you what's happening more. Like I don't know.
Well, the truth
Even
is
the whole.
self-evident, right? I mean, if what's happening is what's happening, right? I mean, it's really what is there, they're not in reality. That's because reality is the truth, and the truth is, no offense to anybody. I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but the truth is basically, it's basically Jesus. And so people, the more you reject Jesus, the more delusional you are. Sorry, but that's like a fact that many smart people have figured out for the past 2,000 years. It's not just me saying this. A lot of people have figured this out. Your relationship to the Word of God itself, remember, entire existence itself came about through the Word of God. Your relationship to the Word of God is directly related to your relationship to discernment, empathy, reading the room, understanding, like, having wisdom, having understanding. Those are all very related concepts. And so people who are just like, no, I hate Jesus, like, you can't expect them to like make any sense or like understand reality. Like they're at odds with reality. So yeah.
Well, either way, it's like, if it's a debate, then I'll debate, and even then, I probably need to be more aggressive in most cases. But I don't know, man. Like I said, it's like when I'm debating Misfit Patriot, and he's just like rambling on about
Clown.
something that like doesn't mean anything. I feel like a boxer that's saying they're waiting for my opponent to stop just like swinging at the air, and then so I can hit him. So it's like, I don't know. It's weird to me, like hearing people say things, and to me, I'm like, everybody listening knows that this is bullshit, right? Like I don't need to explain that, do I? I guess I do. I guess that's the point of doing debates, isn't it? What do you know? By the way, I'm looking at it now. Apparently, I have to have 21 watch hours, 21 valid public watch hours. So if 21 people watch this for an hour, then I think we'll be good.
Okay,
I think
awesome.
that'll work.
Like at one point, I think Ezra Levant said that like Hezbollah was done for, and like that's the kind of thing that I would just be like, I don't know, man. Like I just feel like, but what if Hezbollah fires some rockets?
But that's
at
the thing.
Israel?
It's like, okay, if he talks for 5 minutes, he says 15 different things that we could have an hour-long conversation about. So it's like,
you realize that's how every conversation goes with a Zionist. You're describing every single conversation I've ever had with a Zionist since I was a sophomore in high school. Literally, it's endless nitpicking. Isn't there some famous quote from the Austrian painter that is like, you debate with them, you make some headway, they admit that they're wrong on certain things. The next day you start talking to them and they just act like it never happened.
That happens quite a bit with those liberals, those damn liberals that you're talking about. By the way, Max, God bless you. He says, God bless you both. Happy to see you on YouTube. Fantastic show you have here, gentlemen. Thank you, Max. In back 6877 with the big dono, $100. Ezra is a Jewish cuck from Canada. F that guy. There you go. I did see some people, because Ezra at one point said, your country protects my country. And people are like, he just called Israel his country. And it's like, no, he's from Canada. I think that's what he was saying. Yeah, Ezra was trying too hard on the not all Jews point when you weren't even trying to make that point in the first place. Like, bro, settle down. Harris is not attacking you. Thank you, Wolfblade, for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that as well.
Recently, I found out that Jeffrey Sachs is Jewish. Max Blumenthal. Can you believe it? He's Jewish. No, I'm just joking. But Max,
can you believe it?
Jeffrey Sachs, Norman Finkelstein. These are Jewish guys who are like really
hardcore,
like hardcore, effective anti-Israel voices. So the fact that they're telling us, no, it's not every Jew, when Alex Jones has on Max Blumenthal, who just destroys Israel with nothing but facts. as a Jew. So yeah, I think we figured that out by now. Like,
Yeah, it's like not a thing. And that was one thing he was like, I think you've slipped up a little on this. At one point he said that to me. And like I went back and listened, like, no, I never slipped up on that. It's not been like hard for me to not slip up on that stuff because I'm pretty careful with my language. But like, you know, there's an oversensitivity about it too. Cause I'll say like, you know, on Twitter, I've got Nazis calling me Jewish and Jews calling me a Nazi. And it's like, yeah, in that case, I'm talking about the people who are talking to me are Jews. So I'll use the collective noun. I don't know. But I just am genuinely not like the Jews are doing this. I'll say
yeah,
it's a Jewish
Tucker
group
Carlson.
if it's a Jewish group, and I'll explain how even the, you know, the fact that it is a Jewish group is, you know, behind, you know, the reason they're doing something, right?
Yeah, you brought up like the white stuff, like how he, like I was kind of, so he didn't say anything about how white people don't get like the same kind of benefits that Jews get. Like he didn't address that at all, right?
No, and it was funny. He kept comparing it to black people. It was like if there was a group that hated black people and wanted all the black people to die, that wouldn't be allowed. And it's like, and I would just be like, okay, but if they were white, hello.
Yeah, he's
and that's it. Like I brought.
I mean, but he should know. He should know. But I just don't think Canada is experiencing the same kind of like, you know, I don't want to talk about it too much, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like in America, they got this issue. I don't know if Canada has that same issue.
I think they have it just as bad, if not worse, man.
The 22% committing half the crime. I don't know.
Dude, and that's dude, it's so funny. With people being like, Owen got out right in time. And it's like he, you know, now that you guys have gone over to the Zionist, and here you're showing yourselves. It's like, y'all, I've been so much more anti-Israel than Owen for so much longer. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know
Honestly,
Ezra Levant created a really bad vibe, man. And then that being like right before the shutdown, that's like the worst fucking timing. Like it's
no, it actually, so like when Alex was freaking out in the beginning, I was like, okay, it's a little bit much. But honestly, like that it's like a regular talking point that like anytime we do anything, it's people like, yep, Owen was right. You guys are controlled. And it's just like, oh my God. First of all, Owen never made that fucking claim. Second of all, I've always been more based than Owen when it comes to this topic. No offense to Owen, but it's like he would acknowledge that as well. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, I don't know
what
why.
The fuck Owen, you talk? I'm literally still more hardcore than Owen when it comes to Israel. Like, what? Are you
I don't know why Owen like won't call it a genocide. It's the weirdest thing. Like he's like very accurate and like really sharp. And then someone was like, "Man, I love you, but why won't you call it a genocide?" And then he just like completely changed the subject. It was like, "Wait, what?" That was weird.
Oh my God! All right, hold on. I am for the first time ever blocking somebody. Collar tie. You're too dumb to be in this chat. I'm so sorry for you.
Oh shit! I don't even know how. Dude. Oh shit, dude! What happened? What did he do?
There you go. He said, I don't remember what it said. He said Owen Benjamin. He said, "Oh yeah, you got mad at Owen Benjamin for blaming the Jews 2 years ago," and it's just like you are so fucking stupid. That's hard to even believe,
dude. Okay, guys, let's just reiterate the history of this. My name's Lebanon John. I was in middle school with Harrison. We're friends since we were little kids. We had Jewish friends. We're cool Jews. A lot of Jews are our buddies. We love everybody. You know, we're Christians. But we knew about all this shit way before everybody because I'm being educated by my older relatives in Lebanon, right? And so I inherited an anti-Zionist culture familially. Like it's my heritage. It's my culture. So I've been telling Harrison about the Jews before Owen Benjamin ever knew about the Jews. All right. So this is just stupid.
When he was still calling himself Jewish, by the way.
Yeah. Like it's not going to stick, man. Like we go way back. Like we were little kids, guys, little kids I told Harrison when we were like in 7th grade, hey man, I don't think any Jews went to work on 9/11. Like we've been thinking about this stuff for a long time.
Yeah. Y'all don't understand.
Like we grew up on this. It's our generation, dude. This is our generation's like, how do I explain this? You know, this is our generation's trauma. This is like, we are the 9/11 kids. Like this is literally our cross to bear. Like everyone we know like went to Iraq and died and killed themselves. Like it's the shit we live, dude. Like this is a big deal for our entire generation. It's not like a small thing. Like everyone our
I
age
literally,
is like fucked because of this.
Marlo Williams, Harrison showed Gaza 2 days ago. Look what I can do. I can show the chats right there on the screen.
That's awesome, man.
I literally spent the entire show yesterday, not even just talking about Israel, talking about the entire Israel-centered surveillance grid that's going on with Larry Ellison and the digital ID in the UK and Netanyahu buying TikTok. I spent the whole show on that. And people are like, bah, that's because you're controlled. You can talk about that because you're controlled. And it's like, okay, so me talking about Israel is proof I'm controlled by Israel. Even when I'm criticizing it to the maximum degree possible.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something funny that someone told me. They said you got to pull an Owen and you got to get on air as fast as you can tomorrow and go super hard on something like about Israel, and then claim that's why you're getting shut down.
That'd be good.
Yeah, the Ezra Levant thing was just the worst timing.
Well, and it's like, I mean, shouldn't it tell you something that we don't go after the Jews and we have been the number one target of the ADL and the law firms that are currently writing anti-Semitism bills? The law firms that are writing anti-Semitism bills are the ones that sued us and are suing us and have spent tens of millions of dollars trying to destroy us. Do you think it might be because we're effectively countering their mission?
Exactly. And Tucker Carlson actually covered this today, where he did a very good monologue on his stream right before he interviewed Jeffrey Sachs, that filthy.
Oh boy. Bum, 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 bum. Look who it is. It's the one and only Rex Jones. So glad you could make it, man. People were telling me you were down and out on your stream. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I wasn't down and out. I was just getting emotional because I was taking people through the timeline, of everything that's happened.
I like that.
People don't have a frame of reference. They really don't know anything. And they'll point to one aspect of the timeline, like the Trump administration or COVID or post-COVID. And they'll say, oh, this is this man's entire existence, right? And I gave a walkthrough of really, like 2008 to today. And just thinking about all of it, I mean, I was at the office today briefly. I came up there with my dog once I heard the news and once I had figured out what was going to happen. And I was just kind of walking around, and like I went from Wilson's desk over to the break room, over to the war room, the back end. And then I went and sat in the old, Alex Jones show studio. And even though it's changed now and it's totally different, it's a podcast studio, I remember how it used to look. And the only thing that, that's the same as the window. And I was just looking through that window, and I was thinking about, Alex looking through that window all those years ago, and thinking about the fact that he knew he was going to build this thing and that he did it. And it's just very powerful. So
for real, man. I mean, I was even going back through some videos, even just from like 2019, not even that long ago. And just me and Owen running around Washington, D.C. or New York. And just like, we used to be traveling all the time. And even what I've seen it go, when the studio that Alex is in right now, when I got there, it was like a storage warehouse. It was like we had products there. And then across the way, we had like, teams of people loading and shipping products, 24/7, totally different operation. And, it's probably the thing I love most about Infowars is having a place to go where there are like-minded people that are all awesome. Like there is with certain people, like, there's like, two people might have a beef and they avoid each other. And that's basically it. But like, there's no factions. There's no strife. There's no friction.
Love of the game. That's what it's all about. It's love of the info war. They're there to be crew. Every single one of us. You show up to that building, it has an aura, even now, even in its desecrated state. And that's the point I was making. That's what was making me real sad was, people are pointing and saying, it's low quality now. The show's really gone downhill. Well, yeah, for the past 2 years, there's not been a dime that's been unaccounted for by the bankruptcy court, right? Like people laid off, people fired, people quit, you name it. At the end of the day, like we don't have what we used to have. And people point out and go, it's gotten worse. Like, well, fuck you. Like, we've still been there. We've been working in worse and worse conditions, and we're doing it just to keep this thing alive. And, you know, I was watching the Alex Jones show today. I caught the War Room too, more of the War Room than the Alex Jones show today. But I had, who's that guest he had on? The guy who's talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff. He's very informed. Like
I don't remember his name, but yeah, the shooting expert. He has
so,
a popular YouTube.
He was so desperate to keep that guy on because I knew he was cracking up inside. I knew he was devastated. He's just like, yeah, just stay on with me in the 4th hour, like until the end, until like 2:45. Just stay on. And I recognized that, you know, like he knew his baby was going away. And like he didn't want to, usually when he's talking about stuff like the updates and the bankruptcy court and the trial process and all that, that's the first thing he wants to talk about, and he wants to cover it, and he wants people to know. He didn't want to talk about it today because it devastated him.
Yeah,
I could tell. So
yeah, and it's, you know, that's what I was saying when people were saying that you were, you know, getting emotional. I was like, at this point, I sort of went through all, like a year ago, I went through that. A year ago, it hit me. And it was like, oh my God, this is fucking over. And then it happened a couple more times. At this point, it's like I'm just like numb to it almost. And in a way, I'm almost just like, all right, can we just like get out from under this now? Can we finally take off and actually just leave this behind us, shoot off into the stratosphere?
That's the right say, man.
I mean, it's like a personal life support. That's how it's been for the past 2 years. And we kind of made our peace with it. We knew the person would die eventually, right? Like once the was rendered, but you make your peace with it. You think you're okay with it. And then when the relative actually dies, it's devastating. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. But as you know, Rex, if you never die, then you'll never live again.
We must embrace death. And people saying that Alex sold out. It's like, why would we go through this? Why?
Alex sold out. That's why they're taking all this stuff and shutting down his project, right?
They genuinely say that. They genuinely say that the Jews are destroying Infowars because we don't talk about the Jews. And it's like, what?
So what did he get for selling out?
Insane. It is utterly insane.
No, the point that people make is they go, look, this is a show. They're constantly running ads. They're shilling. It's snake oil. It's this, that, or the other thing. Every single show that you watch, every podcast, every piece of modern media, modern content, I hate that word. It's so disgusting. Every piece of modern content that you see, you got a guy reading a code for some greens powder or some product, right? At Infowars, Alex made the calculation way back in 2012 that he was going to sell a high margin product that people actually needed, and all the profits were going to go to building his operation.
360 win.
Yeah, the ads, exactly, the 360 win. That's correct, Lebanon John. That's a good point. The entire operation, the reason why it exists is because the viewers, the listeners, they wanted it to exist, right? So like that's what it was all about. Like
that's fuck the haters, bro. I've spent thousands of dollars. I still only use Super Blue toothpaste. Like I literally I'm not even joking. I literally tell dentists, hey man, this stops cavities. You're wrong. And you don't have to get fillings.
Yeah, dude. Well, and that is the thing. I mean, you know, you hear the calls that we get. Those are real. I use the products myself. Like, and it's like I always say on the show. It's so simple. If we are doing what you want, you'll go to thealexjonesstore.com and buy something. If you don't do that, we'll go away. And that is it. That's the control mechanism. Nobody's telling us what to do. Nobody's hanging a contract over our head. It doesn't exist. It's just our audience. If they like us, they'll support us. If they don't, we go away. And that's how it works.
Guys, look, I'm not going to be dramatic here. I personally had my life saved by an Infowars supplement ad because of a product that y'all don't even mess with anymore called Carnivore. I was suffering from a horrible health issue where I couldn't eat and I couldn't digest stuff. And I had no idea what was going on. Doctors were useless. And then I saw the ad for Carnivore and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? It helps you digest meat. I can't digest meat. And I tried it out and that put me on the trail and saved my life. I mean, I was literally unable to eat until I found out. And for my personal life, it felt like God working through Infowars to make a huge impact in my life. I mean, and I've told a lot of people since because there is this issue that's going around with a lot of Americans where we don't eat enough raw greens. And for whatever reason, if you don't eat enough raw greens and then you take a lot of antibiotics, your pancreas gets inflamed and you can't digest stuff because your enzymes don't work right. And so doctors don't give any advice about this and there's no one helping anyone. And literally Carnivore as a product put me on track to get my health back, to get my life back.
I remember that. It was like a long time that you were like, yeah, literally all I can eat is like rice and avocado or something. You were on like a super restrictive diet for a super long time.
Yeah, it was horrible, dude. And yeah, so I mean, I personally have had my life completely changed by the product. So, you know, fuck the haters. God works through you guys, and God's going to continue to work through you guys. As the Bible says, when God sees a willing heart, he looks at what that person has, not what that person does not have. So all you got to do is be willing to serve, and doors are going to open up. Just look at your life, Harrison. Harrison's own life is exactly. I mean, this all started from a Craigslist ad.
It is, yeah, it's truly wild. By the way, Coop95 with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. We love you, Rex. Those people going after your father in Infowars will burn in hell. Hear that? Burning in hell.
I don't know about
guys.
Look, people can have their own opinion. I mean, just look at what Alex, Owen, and you, Harrison, look at what y'all did during COVID. Look at the coverage on the poison shot that was done.
Huge.
I heard people in my live chat talking about how watching Infowars or catching that one broadcast saved them from taking that vaccine.
100%.
Invaluable.
It gave me the confidence, bro, because I'm a smart guy and I know a lot, bro. Like, I'm an actual scientist. Like, I'm not joking. I know a lot about this stuff. If I needed a boost of confidence, imagine the average Joe out there who doesn't know any science. Come on.
Well, I mean, that's what I realized, dude, when we had our, when our son was born. It's like I've been anti-vax, as long as I've known about vaccines, and like I have all of the data. But when you're there and they're going, oh, well, would you like him to be brain dead in a week? And it's like, oh my God, I guess I will. It's like even I was like pushed towards that, and it's like, okay, if I am an extremist on this and I still have trouble standing up to this, yeah, people need the info. You need the information to back up your stance, or else they're going to overwhelm you.
Yeah, no. 2.0 guys. The next, it's the Phoenix. Really, I mean, I wanted the thumbnail to be a Phoenix because this is really a Phoenix type moment.
We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a place where, he's going to have the opportunity to not have this massive judgment over his head because everything's going to be done through sponsors. He's not going to own anything. He's going to be able to build that 24-hour network he always wanted to build. He's been in a hard spot. He's been doing, people have been saying worse shows because he hasn't had that growth potential. Alex is always getting better and getting better and getting better. He's been forced artificially to stay the same, to stay in that box. And that's been very hard on him. We can
Absolutely. They say sharks drown if they don't swim. And that's not actually scientifically true. But it's a concept that a lot of guys like Alex, they're aggressive and they want to conquer new territory and they want to adapt and they want to evolve. I know exactly what you mean, man. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, and again, like just going back and looking at like right before we got hit with all these lawsuits, like we were taking 6 trips a year. I went to New York twice. In 2019, I went to like New York twice, went to Washington, D.C., went to London to cover what was going on there when there was like a media blackout on the big riots going on there. Like it used to literally be, I will never forget being in the control room of the main studio and watching this like riot go on in the UK and then hearing like, oh yeah, nobody with an office there can cover it. So like Breitbart couldn't cover it. No right wing, organization could cover it. And this was on like a Saturday back when I was working as a cameraman. And I was just like, I can go there if you want. Like, why don't I take my wife and we'll just pretend we're going on a trip. And it was like the next day we were on a plane flying to London, and we could just do that. We could just like send out teams like that. And we haven't been able to do that in 3 years at least.
Yeah, just being able to go up to the Roger Stone trial like I did, like just being able to hop on a plane and go to DC, like they took that all away from us. I mean, it's been so stringent. It's been like a stranglehold, really.
How many years? You said 8 years?
No,
I think I said 3, but it's been at least that.
Okay, 3 years. 3 years of a bankruptcy.
Well,
Okay.
it's not just the bankruptcy; it's also the trial, right? Because you got to spend an enormous amount of money. So
yeah.
It's just the bankruptcy. It's not just the judgment. I mean, you talked about it today on the show, Harrison. I mean, he's always on the phone with the court or with the lawyers or with someone else in that regard. It's been nonstop. So just imagine the amount of work he's going to be able to do, the amount of good work he's going to be able to do once that's kind of diminished to a large extent. That's what I'm with.
Y'all need to understand, being in lawsuits like this is the equivalent of a full-time job. You are constantly trying to figure things out, filing new things. And so imagine the show Alex does and having a full-time lawyer job on top of it. That is the level of like focus and intensity that we're talking about. So like, Rex, do you not think like now, hopefully, and God only knows, but hopefully, like, bankruptcy's off his back. He's not even having to deal, because I was saying that before the bankruptcy thing, he was that way about the store. Like, he was like in the breaks, he'd be on the phone with, sourcing things, and do we have, how much of this do we have? What's the sale on this?
That's what I embody now. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, now you're taking that on, and now Bigley has moved in to manage some of that. So, like, now is your dad not going to be just free from all of that and being able to just like focus on the news and focus on the product? It's really going to change things in a positive way.
I think so. I think that's what he wants. The problem is, I really want him to get back to the point of where he enjoys doing the show again. His life has become the show, and it's become a survival thing. It needs to be creative. It needs to be fun. It needs to be something where he's excited about it again. I see in him a tiredness that I've really seen build over time, and it comes from his deep attachment to the Infowars name and to the studio. And I saw a sad man today. I saw a guy that was really, really teared up and cracking up about what was going on. I really saw that. And a lot of people don't see that, and they just see the broadcast and they just see him there normally. Think about it. It's so powerful. He's had a beard for like forever now. It's been a few years that he's had the beard and whatnot. We saw the old face of Alex Jones today, like on, maybe not the last broadcast, but the broadcast that we knew, like we know that it's going to be very finite, the ones going forward. You saw the old Alex, the Alex that was in there before. And like, it was something real sentimental about that for me, seeing that and just knowing that's where we're at. And it's time, and I think that love of the game, that love of the show is going to come back to him. And I'm really excited for this 24-hour network. Like he said, yeah, go ahead.
Well, same here, but just relating back to what you said when you first came in. I mean, he talks to me about, like, he's like, sometimes I just wish I was back in that little studio, because you have to understand, like, where they started is just like, it's almost like a closet now. It's a podcast studio, but since we have this other one, we don't really use this one anymore. So it's just like this tiny little room.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot by 9-foot room. That's how big it is.
10 foot by 9-foot room with a little window, and it's all the classic stuff where he's got like Obama as the Joker on a TV screen behind him. That was in this little tiny podcast room, and he'll talk to me. He'll be like, sometimes I wish I didn't have this big desk and the big lights. I wish I could just sit in that little dark cave and just zone in, and that really was where he did some of his best stuff. Obviously, he needed to grow, he needed to expand, and every step of the way, it's been this like incredibly powerful move. I mean, from the podcast studio to the big studio, then we got my studio, then we got the Death Star studio. I mean, it truly has been an amazing adventure this whole time.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Joe Jennings, who died in a motorcycle accident, I believe in 2018. He is the guy that built that giant Japanese game show studio, Studio Joe. And it's probably really been like his spirit protecting that place, like keeping it alive. He was such a good guy, man. Like, so many people like.
I almost divide Infowars into like pre-Joe and post-Joe. When Joe Jennings passed away, it was like, that was an end of an era. There was an era when I first joined, and I forget how long I still almost feel like a new guy there, because it really hasn't been that. It's only been 7 years, but like, I still think about like when I first got there, and it was like Joe Jennings and like Rob Dew, and we were doing the 3 to 5, and I mean, it was chaotic. Y'all should have seen. Joe Jennings would be switching, Rob Dew would call for some video with out of nowhere. Joe would be scrambling to get it. It would take 3 seconds. Rob starts throwing, pins at the window and getting up, and Joe Jennings is flipping tables and running. I mean, it was crazy. So like, yeah. When I joined, it was just like wild, crazy energy all the time. And Joe Jennings was a very big part of that. And then when he passed away, there was an edginess that Infowars lost at that moment that I still lament.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So I just want to jump in and say that it was all probably God's will, and the end result is also going to be God's will. And if there was any message I could send to Jones, man, it's going to be that the classic, you don't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. You know what I mean?
True. And let's not forget Jamie White as well. Yeah. Jamie White.
God rest his soul, man.
It's been wild, man.
But so, yeah, some of the best clips from Jones are.
Well, you kind of faded out there, John. I think did you move away from your?
Oh, sorry. Some of the best clips from Mr. Jones are definitely when he was in a much smaller studio, and you could see he was really zoned in, and you could see that there was nothing distracting him, and he was speaking straight from the heart to your soul. It was really hardcore, and we definitely want to get that back. I mean, I know as an OG Alex Jones fan, we really do want to get that back, and all the kind of like extra stuff. It's really not necessary in the age of podcasting. It's really not. And
he wanted to do it to prove that he could. That's what it was always.
He proved it. He mastered it, and he graduated past it at this point. You know what I mean? And so Bruce Lee, he would talk about this, where he would say that when you first start, you're naturally fluid and you're a master. And so in Bruce Lee's martial arts, when you first start and you enter, your symbol is just a circle representing mastery and completeness. And then you go up to a belt, like white belt, yellow belt, orange belt, and that's like a line, and it's like it's not complete anymore. You're not fluid anymore. Now you're learning piece by piece. When you graduate past that final belt, the final black belt, your symbol goes back to being a circle again, meaning you're back to being like childlike innocence, just in the zone, flow, and instinctual stuff. So, you know, I really don't want Mr. Jones, to be demoralized, and that's what I'm worried about here, because I don't want him to get down. I don't want him to think that, oh, maybe I should just retire, or maybe I got to call it quits, man. I really hope we can give him encouragement. You know,
what do you think, Rex? Will he ever quit?
No, he won't ever quit. But like, it's what he always says. You know, I won't give up, but I could give out. He needs the support from everyone in his life right now. He needs a lot of prayer for people. I think that'll be the number one thing to ask for. But beyond any of that, like we gotta give him some time to reconstitute his vision. It's a lot to ask of one guy, and like the Arab tribes in the time of Lawrence in Arabia, they had this kind of like little mythology where they believed if you got a photo taken of you, you lost a portion of your soul. I don't believe that's true, but I think that there's some truth in it. And I think that you're talking about a guy that's done a 4-hour or 3-hour show 5 to 6 days a week for the past like 3 decades. It takes a big toll on someone. And he's not someone to where like he goes on vacation and he just tunes out. He goes on vacation, he's probably working even more. So
it's so funny.
He's got to find some work balance.
It's like cliche where it's like, when Alex is on vacation, we have to be extra good because that's when he's watching the show. When he's in town, he's focused on his show. This was true with American Journal, at least. He wouldn't really watch American Journal because he'd be getting ready for his show. But when he was on vacation, he would always be watching, and he'd always be, calling in and telling us what to cover and whatnot. But not what to cover and whatnot. He never censored us or told us things, but it was always like,
Owen was
make sure they're
right.
plugging this.
Headline.
Headlines, yes, every time. We got a couple more super chats. We love you, Rex. Oh yeah, they're gonna burn in hell. We know that. SB Views based stream. Thank you, SB Views, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Social Observer, $10. I grew up in Austin, Longhorn grad in 2000. We used to get high and drink to Alex on ACC, thinking he was crazy, but I always kept tabs on him and owe him my life based on vaccine knowledge. Amazing.
Awesome.
I'm jealous, man. I never got to see him live on community cable, community access. Yeah. Social Observer again. Alex was on the Green Belt in 1995 asking people about the NWO, and we were all popping mushrooms and LSD thinking he was a madman. Boy, we were wrong. Alex is a legend. That's amazing, man. Social Observer again. It's amazing how long AJ fought for his baby. He would probably be way better off now if he just started anew, but the fighting spirit makes him pay millions to lawyers to keep the Infowars pulse.
I made this point. I mean, he could have just gone and been Glenn Beck. He could have just been Glenn Beck and had the Blaze type of thing and had shadowy backers and had, the Mormon fan base and all that. He could have just been Glenn Beck. He could have been fake. He was real. Like, he owned every bit of that operation, and the proof is in court, because they had to take it all from him, right? So, like, that was his baby, birth to death. You get to see the entire life cycle. It's a beautiful thing.
That's awesome, man. By the way, those OG stories that you just read, man, get those to Alex, man. Those kind of stories are exactly the encouragement to remind of
right.
How he was.
Dude, I've got my own stories about that. I used to live on 15th and Lamar, and right across the street was Austin Java, and I'd go there and like drink coffee, and there would be a stack, or no, it was a Thundercloud subs, the Thundercloud subs on like 15th or 12th or whatever it is right there. And there would be a stack of Infowars magazines. This was in the Obama years. And I go back the next day and they'd all be gone. And it was like, you could not keep them on the shelves. And it was like back then, everybody in Austin seemed like an Infowars fan, an Alex Jones fan. It was on the radio back then. I remember driving down the street and seeing some guy holding a sign that just said, tune to 97.5 right now. Alex Jones is on. And I remember tuning to it. And I still remember like the thing that I heard. I could probably find it now that we have all the archives and stuff. I could probably find it because it was him just talking about George Washington and freedom and come and take it. And it was just like, I remember driving down Guadalupe, just like, yes, just grabbing my steering wheel and just being like, fuck yeah, Alex Jones. Yeah, man. He's been a force of nature and a true icon, man. True Americana, unlike anybody else.
I'm going to have to get off live now, guys. My dog is trying to get me to let him out. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you, Lebanon John. Thank you, Harrison.
Yeah. Love you, bro.
Thanks for coming on, man. And this is just the beginning, man. Just the beginning. Just tell, if you talk to your dad, tell him we're celebrating him.
Yeah, we're celebrating him. And Rex, don't forget, man. Not to be sappy, but his greatest legacy is you, motherfucker.
Yeah, people. See, here's the thing. People put that on me.
It's whether you like it or not, bro. It's your nature.
All right. I don't know about that.
It doesn't matter. You are that, bro.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Lebanon John. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you for the kind compliment. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rex. Love you, bro. It's true though, man. It's really whether you like it or not. Like, yeah, I mean, it's the same with my kid, and he's 4 years old. So it's not like you have to accomplish.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you have to accomplish something. It's like no,
it's the system God made.
100%, and it's like it's not even a question of like, well, if you could keep Infowars but get rid of your son, it's like nah, this shit all falls to nothing in comparison to that.
When I looked into my son's eyes for the first time, I had a transcendental experience that felt like I was looking into my father's eyes, and I felt the passage of generations through time passing on to my son. And so Rex just doesn't have a kid yet, so he doesn't fully comprehend. He literally is the embodiment of the legacy of Jones. He doesn't have to do anything. He literally is it already.
Man, and it's one of those cliche things where it's like, if you haven't experienced it, I can't explain it to you. If you have experienced, I don't need to explain it to you. Right. But there's something about, for me, it was, seeing a picture of my son that looked just like a picture of my dad when he was his age, or like a face that he makes that I'm like, whoa, that's my granddad. That's crazy. My son looks like my granddad. What? Like,
yep, that's exactly what I'm saying.
It's wild, man. And but this is the crazy thing. When you see your kid acting like you and like, doing things that you do, thinking about things in the way that you think about things, and you go, okay, what happened here is the architecture of my brain has been imprinted on him. So that's why I think, there's got to be things like, when you listen to a song, what that's doing is creating a new pathway in your brain. And so that's when you get nostalgia. When you hear something, it's invoking this pathway that hasn't been invoked in a long time. The neurons that once fired are firing again in the same pattern. And it's like that feeling of like, oh, right, familiarity. And so it's like, okay, if I'm passing on my character, if I'm passing on my stubbornness or my, imagination, would I not also pass on like songs that I've listened to a lot, prayers that I've heard over and over and over again? Those imprint themselves in the architecture of your mind, and then you pass that on to your kid. So I wonder sometimes, like deja vu and that type of stuff, especially if it's a long time ago. Now we listen to so much stuff, I doubt anything really like impacts. But if you're living in the Middle Ages and you hear the same chant daily for years on end, that's going to like actually embed itself into the structure of your mind, and you're going to pass that on to your kid.
Yeah, so you pass on DNA, but you also pass on the structure around the DNA called epigenetics. But the thing is that he or she or whatever your offspring, me and you as well, everybody listening, you have to do certain stimulus to unlock that genetic memory. It's not necessarily unlocked without stimulus. So it's through certain stimulus that your genetic memory will be unlocked. And I had a really profound moment of that where I was like probably 24 years old. For the first time in my life, I was running in a field in the middle of the night with a dog, and it unlocked a part of my brain.
It was a good dog, man. I remember that dog.
Oh, God. Red-nosed pit bull, just female red-nosed pit bull.
Whiskey the dog. She was awesome, man.
So I took her into this big field in the middle of the dark night, and I unhooked her leash, and she just froze and looked up at me like, "Are you serious? You're unleashing me? For real?" And I was like,
She was
"Go."
a like muscular, fit pit bull that like was like powerful. She was powerful.
Yeah. And then she ran to the edge of my vision and encircled me. And I started panic, like, oh shit, the pit bull's gone. What the fuck? And then it would choose like a random point in the circle and just barrel charge like right at me. And whether I tried to jump to the side or not, she would graze my legs. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. This dog is nuts. And then I started like running in the field, sprinting while looking sideways to try to not, trip and run into the dog, trying to chase the dog. And that activity unlocked a part of my brain that was like, oh man, all my ancestors have done this with an animal, like going back thousands of years. And I'm just a dumbass in, the city who hasn't done this shit, even though it's totally normal. So yeah, genetic memory is totally real.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. I love that, man. I remember you saying that like when it happened, because then we went to the park and ran around with Whiskey, and it was freaking awesome.
Hell yeah, bro.
Let's see. I think we got some more super chats. Alex Jones is not the brand Infowars. You're right. He just popularized it. Thank you again, Social Observer. I used to work at Flipnotics Coffee Shop, and Alex showed up with Mike Judge to watch Herman the German and Bob Schneider. Oh, those are some names, man.
Whoa,
in 1996. Dude. That's wild.
That's huge. That's a crazy memory. See, these are the memories that if Jones heard right now, man. All right, just tell Jones to get on. Let's get him on.
Yeah, right. Dude, he's got enough to worry about without hopping on the moon base. Maybe we'll get him on moon base one day. That'd be fun.
I think
Alex Jones lost his 13th Amendment case because they went after his all caps name, Alex Emmerich Jones, ENS illegally owned by the U.S. incorporation based on SSN. I don't think they even made that argument. I mean, that would make. I get what you're saying, but I think they're treating it like as if he signed a 360, as if he signed an artist deal to sign his likeness away, or a actor like actors do, but he never did. So. I don't think they made that argument. They just claimed as if his person was copyrighted, which is not true. So
that's really dangerous. Then they could do an AI of him being like, "Take the vaccine."
Yeah, seriously. Well, this is what I was going to explain a long time ago, at like the beginning of the stream. So one thing they can do is legally. Nobody will be obligated to take down copyright strikes because they won't be valid, because Alex has always said this is copyright free. So because he's said it's copyright free, and because there have been forms on the site saying everything on the site is copyright free, then companies can't go back and then say, oh, you have to take this down. It's no longer copyright free. Once you put it out copyright free, you can't take that back. But they can try to do that, and the companies can go along with it. So YouTube probably won't just take stuff down right away. Well, YouTube's it's already down anyway, but a website wouldn't just go out of their way to take down an Alex Jones thing out of their own volition. But if this new company buys Infowars and tells them, hey, this is our copyrighted material, you need to take it down. If the company can test that, if YouTube says, prove you own this, then they won't be able to prove it. They won't be able to get an order to take it down. But that's not going to happen because they'll just go along with it. They'll just say, oh, you're the copyright holder. Great. We'll take it down. And they won't ask questions. So it'll give them the impetus that they need to take things down like that.
Yeah, but you could theoretically sue them for that.
Yeah, theoretically. But that's one of the threats that's out
collusion.
there. So.
It's big tech collusion. No, man, it's so annoying. I mean, they're horrible. And we need to get way more litigious. Like we need people to sue them more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need people to stand. Like, dude, I'm so pissed. But the January 6th thing, man, the FBI has admitted that there was like 270 plainclothes agents, and then that's essentially admitting entrapment, which is illegal. And all those people who had their lives destroyed should do like a class action lawsuit against the FBI or something, and no one's doing anything. And it's like, do I have to become a lawyer to like sue the FBI? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, it's very weird. All right, so we're probably going to close this down in just a few minutes. For those of you just joining us, thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. We're on YouTube now. We'll see how long that lasts. So subscribe to us on YouTube. If you haven't, it's youtube.com/@moonbaselive. You can just search Moonbase Live on there. Of course, follow me on X and share that as well, please, if you will. We are going to continue to do Moonbase live streams. And if something happens and we actually don't have Infowars anymore, then this will be the place that I'll start broadcasting daily. But that's not going to happen. So what happened today is that we tried to get an emergency stay renewed, essentially. There was one in August. It expired today. We wanted it to extend further. Basically, the state court has given an order to the sheriffs to liquidate Infowars, to go into the studio, confiscate the material, put padlocks on the door, and take it over. That order has been signed, written, and given to the sheriffs. They have not delivered that or acted on that order because there was previously a stay from a federal court. Now that federal court stay has expired. There's nothing blocking them. There's no barrier to them now serving that warrant and kicking us out of the building. They'll likely do it tomorrow. They could choose not to do it tomorrow, but it's entirely on them, and they don't have a reason to not deliver it. And the judge that signed it hates us and really wants this done and wanted this done months ago. So we expect that sometime tomorrow, could be even before American Journal starts, they could come in, shut the doors, lock us out. We will likely still be going live. We may miss a day like we did last time, but we already have the other studio set up. We're already geared up and ready to go from there. The small one. So it's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of people, trying to work in this very, very tiny space, but that'll be a stopgap measure until we can build a brand new studio. That will be a turnkey, full-fledged podcasting operation where we'll be able to have, podcasts going on over here while people are editing shorts over here. There will be a main sort of news desk thing, which I think this is the right way to go, because basically what's happened is Infowars started on cable access, but really its format was created to serve terrestrial radio, the FM, AM radio. That's why we have the program commercial breaks, and that's still where a lot of our main audience is, which is another thing. People think that like the alt-right or like the right-wing Twitter is like who our audience is. Our audience is literally millions at a time, millions of just like regular American people all over America tuning in on the radio. That's where most of our audience is. And that's why a lot of our coverage is not designed to appeal to the far right on Twitter. We are serving normal people with jobs and truck drivers that drive all day that, aren't extremists in this stuff, except that they love freedom in America. So anyway, that's a side note. So we went sort of from the talk radio format. Alex, of course, was one of the first to understand and implement and integrate live streaming, internet content. Now I think we're going to kind of move away from that. We're going to keep doing the radio show, but what Alex wants to do is incorporate more of the live streaming stuff. I think we've been missing out on that. I love the chat function. I love the ease of building community that happens on live streaming. It obviously doesn't happen for us because it's more of a television studio operation right now. So I'm not reading chat or responding to it at all. But I think we'll be doing more of that in the future. We'll be doing more like collaborative stuff. And what I would like it to be is for Infowars, because what happens is when something breaks, I want somewhere to go to get the latest right then. And, honestly, that's usually like it's like Al Jazeera. It's some live stream on YouTube that's just, professional and just delivering the news. So I want that to be Infowars. I want the moment something breaks, everybody out there knows I better get to Infowars because that's where the conversation's going to be. I'm going to get the latest information on it. And, we'll be able to just like it'll be more like integrating X Spaces, integrating the live stream, nature of the internet now with the sort of classic Infowars style and look and production value and that sort of stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a very positive development. I think we're only going to get bigger. We're going to be able to bring more people on. We're going to be able to, expand our operation sizably. So that's what's happening now. So as of now, my plan is to go in tomorrow. I, once again, for the fourth or fifth time, took all of my personal stuff home on the assumption that it could be that the door is locked when I get there tomorrow morning and, we can't get in. That's a distinct possibility. But either way, I plan on going and hosting my show from the War Room studio. And if it turns out that we're getting locked out, then maybe I'll do my show from the alternative studio. And if that doesn't work out, then we'll be back up, at least by next week on the Alex Jones Network. So make sure you're following AJN Live on X at AJN Live. At AJN Live. Make sure you're following that. Make sure you're following me at Harrison H. Smith. Make sure you're make sure you're following Infowars, I guess, while you're at it. But definitely be following at Real Alex Jones. And then, of course, there is. Let me bring up the. I dropped the page because it was Chrome that was messing me up. But go to Alex Jones app, alexjonesapp.com. I'm pretty sure is what it is. alexjonesapp.com, the Alex Jones app. And that just takes you straight to the Apple Store. We're working on the Android app. That'll happen soon, but that's a great way to stay connected. The Alex Jones Network is not owned by Alex Jones, so they can't take it from him. He's going to be the news director. He's going to be an employee. I think it's going to be wonderful for him. I think he's actually going to be able to not concern himself with the machinations of the behind the scenes operation nearly as much, and that will free him up to actually focus on the content, focus on moving forward. And I mean, he's a trendsetter, he's a legendary figure, and this was a long time coming, and we've been prepared for it. So I got a few more super chats here. Anything else you want to say, John?
No, I'm looking forward to this. Everything you said is fucking awesome, and this is exactly what the crowd wants, to be honest with you. So yeah, good shit, bro. And yeah, follow Moonbase as well, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then thank you for all the support from Moonbase. We're going to be continuing to build it up and trying to make it better. I know we haven't had guests in a little while, but we're working on that, and I'm sure we will soon. I mean, we had Rex today, but there's some people yeah, seriously, there's some people we have in mind. Newsweek took a picture of me shaking Alex Jones' hand protesting COVID lockdowns. Nice. Trying to say we were violating Fauci's orders. Lol. My little claim to fame with Alex. That's awesome. Well, I'm not going to look it up, so you can stay anonymous, Social Observer, but I appreciate the super chat greatly. Same to you, Wolfblade256. Buckle up, folks. The powers that be don't even know what they've unleashed by finishing this process and dropping the chains. Oh, they'll find out. They'll find out real quick. Thank you for that, Social Observer. Funny how Owen is similar to Omen. Interesting.
The Owen Omen.
The Owen Omen. Yeah, if he just hung on for a month, he could have gone down with the ship. He missed his chance. It's unfortunate. I mean, I understand it in a way because I was the same way. I mentally prepared for this a year ago, and it's just been torturous having it drawn out like this. But we're all in the same boat, and the crew, has been awesome just putting up with all this shit. It is annoying that people are like, oh, I guess Owen got out just in time. It's like, what I don't understand. I mean, my thing is like, why would you not want to have a studio with the crew? Why would you not want to go to a building with all these awesome people and the energy? It's like, because I've thought about it, especially last year when we thought it was shutting down. It was like the thing that really hit me in the gut was like, man, imagine waking up in the morning and just not going anywhere. Imagine just staying home alone and just looking on X for everybody It's like, that sucks, man. I want to walk into an office. I want to smell the coffee brewing. I want to see people running around, connecting things, typing things out. It's like there's energy there. There's verve. There's, things happening that inspire you, and, you feel it and it builds. And like, that's such a beautiful and powerful thing. I don't understand why anybody would want to give that up personally.
Oh yeah, that sounds fucking awesome, man. Living the dream. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll have to do another show soon to kind of cover what's the next shoe to drop. And Harrison, just be careful, man, and hopefully we'll see you live tomorrow. If not, we can always do a Moonbase or AJN live.
Yeah, so make sure you're subscribed here, YouTube, Rumble, X, all those good places. I guess we're on Kick too. I've never even been on Kick, but yeah, apparently we're streaming there. So what's up if you're on Kick? I seriously doubt anybody is. Thank you for watching on X. We've got nearly 12,000 people watching right now, so that's by far the biggest thing we've ever done. And we're going to end it on top. Some people, they'd sit here and they'd go, we got so many people watching us right now. Let's milk this for all it's worth. Not us. We don't give a shit. All right. I'm just wasting time while I find a video to play as an outro. What should we play as an outro, John? Oh, I've got an idea. We're going to celebrate Alex Jones here in the best way possible. and I hope that you all appreciate this. I hope that you all support us. By the way, I've never gotten a single dime for anything I've ever tweeted. I'm learning that people are out here making $7,000 a tweet. Do you hear this, John?
Yeah, we need that Qatari money.
$7,000 a tweet? Are you kidding me? That's more than I make in a long time. So just know, people are like, you're selling out. You're doing this for the money. It's like, is there money? I didn't realize. I've sold out for nothing. What does that make me? I'm an idiot, I guess. Or nobody sold out. Say it again.
Oh, you're getting paid for this? The classic meme.
Yeah, right. All right, I'm trying to find this video here.
Have a good night.
Hold on. I haven't found it yet. I'm learning things here. So we got to keep talking for a little bit. But if you would like to support me, you can go to thealexjonesstore.com/Harrison, and I get 10% of whatever you buy through thealexjonesstore.com/Harrison. So I'd appreciate that quite a bit. This is taking a long time to find, but I'm going to find it, and it's going to be worth it. Or I'm going to find something else and not even tell you what I was originally looking for, and you'll think it was this the whole time. That's the type of sneaky stuff I get up to sometimes, just to let you know.
By the way, what is Kick?
It's a great question. It's a live streaming platform, and when I was on Rumble Studio, I clicked the check
is
mark.
It like for streaming video games, like Twitch kind of?
This?
I think it is. I think it's for Twitch type, like video games type stuff.
Yeah, maybe it is. Oh, I know what I'll do. All right, I figured it out, guys. I'll copy it and paste it onto the desktop, so it'll be really easy to find. I'm figuring it out. We're using StreamYards right now. I don't want to pay for it. I guess I will pay for StreamYards because this worked out great. Don't y'all think this has worked out great? Way better than Rumble. I mean, holy goodness. That Rumble is a piece of work. And the Rumble Studio, just like
publicly
what
traded company. I mean, it's insane that it's on the stock market.
What are they doing?
I don't know, man. They could just
millions of dollars.
Yeah, invest in free speech, buy Rumble stock. It makes no sense. It's obviously like they're clearly just pocketing the money and not investing it back in their platform. I think it's for boomers who don't realize how easy it is to program stuff, and they're like, "Man, this is pretty complicated." It's not. It's really pathetically programmed.
All right. If we have any other questions, I'm tantalizingly close to figuring out how to load this video up. So if there's any other questions, you got like 2 minutes to put them in. Because I'm breezing through here.
I just want to say we do love boomers. We love everybody who's a patriot. If you're a Jewish boomer, we love you. We do not care.
We genuinely do.
You could be a black Hebrew,
some of the Jewish boomers I know are the nicest people I've ever met. You should see some of the gifts they've sent my children. They're beautiful.
Oh, they probably got pagers inside of them.
No.
They're gonna get
it's all jokes, YouTube. It's all jokes. All right. We love you all, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful outro as we pay homage to our commander, our general, our leader in the field, Alex Jones, who is today he's won the first battle of the war in a way that only a martyr for the info war truly can.
Looks like Alex Jones has won his battle against info.
It looks like he did. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Is it playing? Can you hear it?
I can't hear it. Dude,
I can't hear it either. Do you guys hear it? Why isn't it working? Oh, wait. Do I have it muted? It says there's no audio. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Can you guys hear it? Probably not.
Hilarious.
Why is there no audio?
Oh, man, I love this.
I was just singing the praises of this gay freaking app. Why is there no audio? Tell me why there's no audio.
Good question.
This is ridiculous.
Click the settings button.
I'm clicking all sorts of things. Nothing's working. Jeez and Pete's. All right, but y'all heard the intro, right?
No.
They did. They heard the intro.
No.
What? They did. You guys couldn't hear the intro either? I hear it just fine. They're fucking with us now.
Dude, this is so many people kind of got started. He kind of started off.
Dude, he got everybody started, man. Everybody got started with Alex Jones.
Even people we don't like.
Even people who have paid us back in pain. All right, we're watching the intro again because that had audio apparently. Goodbye.